Ninjas, what up? Time to have some FaceTime with the old friend Gajo here, and we're going to talk about some Transformers stuff. I was checking my subscription box because I do that now, and I saw that Dave had a video, and I definitely always like to watch Mr. Smizington's video, mostly because it's highly entertaining for me. And Dave's always got something interesting to say, so I decided to watch his video. I will put a link down in the doobly-doo for you guys so you can go watch SMS number 1's video and subscribe to him and such. Go watch his old videos. He's got lots of good stuff. But anyway, is it a good time to be a Transformers fan? And that is the question in transit. And also, he was kind of video responsing to Kal-El Prime's video, which I also watched. I sat down, watched the whole 25 minutes and some odd second video of Kal-El ranting about, Transformers and the goods and the bads and everything, and I kind of wanted to throw my hat in there because it sounded like a good idea at the time. And I wanted to do something because community-wise, as far as YouTube goes, it looks like we're all kind of drifting apart a little bit because of reasons. I mean, we have our podcast with Good Evening Char, and then Good Morning Cybertron is still out there. And so you should go watch or listen to those, not watch, because you can't. They're just, yeah. And then we don't have our 5ATG anymore, and we don't have a lot of those groups that used to kind of bring in more Transformer fans on more of a verbal level instead of just like, here's a toy, play with it. This is for Kal-El Prime. Look at that. Look at it. Look, oh, it's so adorable. Galvatron with a little blaster. Okay, anyway. But I digress. Mostly the reason why I wanted to respond to this is because I want to answer yes, it is a good time to be a Transformers fan, mostly because of the reason of what we're getting out for product-wise. And the thing is we're moving away from all this silly crap from the movie toys. And I do, Kal-El was saying that there, you go to some of the shops over there across the pond, and there's still, there's still Dark of the Moon toys plaguing the pegs of Walmarts and Targets and Toys R Us's and random shops alike. I mean, they're still around. Yes, Revenge of the Fallen too. Like some keychains at Toys R Us are still there. Like a Starscream Revenge of the Fallen keychain, still there. Anybody wants it? Go buy it, please. Get rid of it. Get it out of there. We have bash bots from Dark of the Moon. I mean, all that stuff. That just, it's still there. I was working at Toys R Us over the season, and we actually had 22 Optimus Prime Dark of the Moon deluxe helmets. The big, ones that go over your head. Yeah, we had 22 of those. It was ridiculous. I mean, we sold quite a few of them, but it was ridiculous how many helmets we had. And I'm sorry. It's insane. But, when we start getting into Transformers Prime, Fall of Cybertron and the Generations line, or Fall of Cybertron line / Generations line, or it will become the Generations line, but more of a Fall of Cybertron-y feel, however you want to look at it. That's when we start seeing more people come into it, because the video game is kind of really what stapled Transformers into more of a, not so much of a 6 to 8 year old range, but like an 8 to 14 or older range because of the video game. And that really just made it seem like it's more serious, because I feel that Transformers weren't they weren't being taken serious enough because of all the Transformers animated, and it's part of the Unicron trilogy and such like that. I mean, I literally to this day I have not watched a full animated Transformers episode. I will not watch any Transformers animated episode. Will not. I refuse to purchase any of the toys, except for maybe the Voyager Megatron. It looks cool, so that would, not the Voyager Megatron, but the Leader. But that'd be about it. It's the only thing that appeals to me at all. The shock blast or wave or whatever it is interesting, but like I said, just we were getting back to the roots of what made Transformers in the originality, their original characters, their likenesses. And when you start bringing that back home, but giving it a different twist and bringing a different story in play, such as the War for Cybertron series, the comic books, and the Fall of Cybertron series with the game, and Transformers Prime kind of shadowing that lightly, but barely, and such like that, you get to the point where you get an impasse where, okay, they're going to run out of an idea. Well, then here comes Beast Hunters. Now, we're seeing the same trend here, guys. Now, look at what's happening in the 1980s. They had Transformers, the first 2 seasons, and they had the movie, and then that was awesome. Transformer, Optimus Prime dies, changes the way we take, the whole outlook of how a hero character is portrayed in a cartoon. Pretty much probably the reason why it held its ground in the last 2 seasons with Rodimus and Prime coming back and all that crap. If I spoiled it for you, I'm sorry. But anyway, continuing on, we moved from that to nothing, and then what they did was they ended up repainting a bunch of toys, brought out Generation 2s when my time was being introduced to the repeats of the old G1 episodes, and you're being fed neon variants of those figures and in really brightly colored packages. You get a little bit less for the weapons, but you pretty much are getting the identical toy in most cases, except for the Megatron. And it's really nice, because I had my G2 Prime and my G2 Jazz and my G2 Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper and all, Starscream and Skywarp and frickin' I even had my hands on a G1 Shockwave at one point in time, and I mean all that stuff, just all the whole collection that I had when I was a kid, like the probably 14 Transformers I had of the Generations 2 line, was like more valuable to me than the Beast Wars stuff that came out after that. Then we started getting the Beast machines, and that's kind of where I dropped off, and I just didn't like it because it was too alien. It didn't seem right to be, a robot turning into a cat. I mean, the cartoon was cool, but the toys were lacking. And the same thing is kind of going right now, where we're seeing a peak where at Transformers Prime and the Generations line being, cohesively being released. The Prime toys are pretty, good. Overall, I have to say, the Deluxe line is probably the best. Several Voyagers are awesome. The weapons could be scrapped and you could be just left with the figure and you'd still have a good figure at least. But I mean, for the most part, Prime line is great. The Generations line, pretty much everything I've seen out of Generations, I've been impressed with. Not necessarily 100% on it, but I like it and it's good, and I want to buy it just to get a chance to review it and hold it in my hands and understand what they're trying to do. And a lot of the Fall of Cybertron figures are beautiful in that sense that they represent what they are in the video game to a pretty good degree. So, I mean, that's where we start getting that cohesion of, okay, we have this character and we have this toy, and they can be, met with that in your brain. Like, okay, I know how Shockwave sounds in the game. I know what he looks like in the game. So, naturally, when I grab the Shockwave off my shelf and you see it, you understand that that's Shockwave. And his, vehicle mode and his robot mode alike are going to pretty much turn out the same way, and they did, and that's what brought me to believe that, okay, we're getting at a peak here, because we're getting rid of the movie toys. That was a big flop, we all know that, and still on my side, I still think that we're getting good Prime toys. I like that, and that's bringing in a lot of the younger viewers again, and Rescue Bots too alike is going to start them young, get them to the Transformer thing, and then the older they get. And it's just getting really good to where all generations are able to enjoy Transformers. The very young can enjoy the Rescue Bots. The young, between the 8 and the 13-year-old can enjoy the regular Transformers Prime series. And once they get older, they got the Generations Fall of Cybertron line. They got masterpieces for us guys who are true people who still like the toys and enjoy the series and everything like that. I mean, they have all levels of interest in different types of figures, and that's why I think that they are starting to understand that we are, not going to back down by letting them know that this figure sucks, or this figure's not good, or whether my kid likes it or not, because they'll see it in the sales. And they know that the big movie toy thing was a big flop, because look at Dark of the Moon. That was horrible. I mean, we got some decent figures out of Dark of the Moon, but overall it was a big fail. I mean, overall it was just bad figures, bad timing, and that's why it's going to scare me, because in the next couple of years, pretty much right after the 30th anniversary year, we're going to see, the new movie come out, Transformers 4, which might make or break how people are going to perceive Hasbro and Takara in bringing out this movie, into introducing it to people and stuff like that. So I mean, there's real pressure on that as far as the fan base goes. I mean, they'll make their money back on the movie, they always do. They'll figure out a way how to do it. But I mean, in all reality, what I'm trying to say is Transformers going to make it to their 40th anniversary or their 50th anniversary? Nobody knows that, because the only reason why they're here now is because they kind of evolved back into what they used to be. And they kind of had to rebuild that up from like RID onto the, the Unicron trilogy, and kind of build up who these characters are a little bit. Optimus Prime, Rodimus, Prowl, Hotspot, just all the Starscream, Megatron, Galvatron, all these characters, they have to glue them back to where they were, because Beast Wars and Beast Machines and Machine Wars kind of blew that all out in a big crazy fucking mess. And, I know people liked it, and I know some people are cold hard fans of that, but I'm not. I hate that crap. I'm sorry. The show Beast Wars was great, and a couple of the toys were awesome. That Transmetal 2 Megatron is fabulous, and who can not like a snowboarding jetpack monkey? Sorry. I mean, it was so... I mean, like, back when I was a kid, that was just freaking cool. That was, like, the coolest thing ever, is to see Beast Wars, The toys were meh. But when you're a kid, meh is, like, yeah, I like them, I want to get the Cheetor or whatever, blah. And nowadays, I think that toy's an absolute pile of crap. But that's just, the difference in the level of thinking, Like, sure, I'm not going to go out and buy Rescue Bots, but I'm also not going to turn around and go, oh, I hate Rescue Bots. No, I think it's awesome. I've seen a couple episodes of I've watched Rescue Bots episodes, but I hate animated. Don't ask me why, but I like Rescue Bots over animated, just to be perfectly honest. But, it's the idea. Bot Shots, I think, is kind of too Beyblade for me. I mean, I like Beyblades, but I mean, I'm talking about the concept of it, where you need more and more and more. It's a collector style toy. It's like who can have the biggest collection of said Pogs, Rocks, Beyblades, Bakugan, Monsuno, like just all those kind of gimmicky style toys like that. Squinkies, the little Marvel, DC capsules, just stuff like that. That's always going to be there. But the Bot Shots at least have their own gimmick. It's not just like little mini figures of robots. However, we move on from that to what's coming. What's going, because I've already talked about what's here and what's happening now and what might happen. But let's talk about what's coming. We got Fortress Maximus coming out for the Takara release. That's going to be cool. If I had the money, you bet your ass I would buy a 22-inch tall robot base mobile Fortress. But speaking of that, we got Metroplex, which is slightly taller than him and is going to be released to us. Yes. Fall of Cybertron Metroplex. That was announced. A lot of you might already know about it and are literally just like emptying your pockets into a savings bank to buy him, because I think the Titan class is going for around $124, which is it's understandable. It's a little. I mean, I would say $100 flat would be like $99.95 or $99, whatever Walmart would charge. Like that would be where I would kind of sit, like $100 even. But hey, You know, I didn't pay $100 for Ultimate Optimus Prime. I paid like 55 with tax. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, but the thing is we're talking about concept here. You know, Ultimate Optimus Prime, big pile of plastic movie toy, only worth $60. Metroplex from the Fall of Cybertron line actually does what it's kind of supposed to do, like the old G1 toy, but articulated more so, and can house your Legion class toys. $100. People will pay that all day long just because of who it is. And that's like the kind of direction I want them to go. I want them to give me a toy that I will spend $125 on and not go to some third-party company to get, because Hasbro's like, here, dude, we already got you covered. It's good. Toy's got a bunch of gimmicks, put a lot of time into it, cost cut it, but at least keep it nice. And like, okay, perfect example. Fall of Cybertron, Ultra Magnus. Right there is a perfect example of what they did right. They gave him a gun. And you're like, oh crap, he's got that Optimus Prime gun, whatever. He comes with a sword, cool. Well, when I got the sword out of the package, it fell apart, and I'm like, okay. And I noticed that there's a bunch of clip points and stuff, and it kind of pegged together. So I was like, okay, whatever, you know, cool, I can take it apart. Whatever, that's neat. I thought you could like shove it on his fist or something at first. Like I was thinking, like, how do you get his fist in there? That's what I thought. The first thing was you take it apart, you clamp it on his fist, and he's got a sword on his hand. And then you can just take the little thing, stick it in his back, whatever. And then I came to realize that on the back of the box it showed the gun combined with the sword. And that was probably the first time in a long time that I've ever seen Hasbro do something with a weapon for a Transformer that does something more than just... You know what I'm saying? No mech tech. That is innovative. Making sword, gun, blade thing, and then makes it bigger. Cool. I like that. The concept of that was brilliant. Give me 20 more of those. Put them on 40 different figures. You're going to make a lot of money. Trust me. That was a cool gimmick. I don't know a lot of these other gimmicks that are coming out because I don't have very many of them, but the Starscream was very nice. And the big gun for Sideswipe was kind of weird. I don't know. I haven't got Sideswipe yet, but I saw it and it was like this massive cannon. I thought it was going to mech tech on me. That's why I didn't buy it. I got Starscream and Ultra Magnus instead. But, you know, it's just what's coming out is so enticing. I mean, we got Springer. We got the other triple change. Crap. Well, Astro Train is one of them, but what the hell was the other one? Damn it. Well, anyway, I forgot the name of them. I'll probably just put something down here saying I'm stupid and this is what it's really. But yeah, we're getting those. We're getting from Hasbro, triple changers. Now, we're not only getting one, we're getting two. We're getting one from the Fall of Cybertron line, and we're getting one from, like, Prime? Regular generations? I don't know. I don't understand this. I think we're only getting one, though. But the way I saw it, it was like we were getting two. Or two Springers, at least. Like, I don't know. But either way, we're getting triple changers, Voyagers. Those are going to be fabulous. Because I took a look at them, saw the pictures from the Toy Fair. Fabulous renditions of triple change. And the vehicle modes were actually not really crappy looking either. It looked nice. Not anything like different than what the third parties released. Just saying. So I definitely want to jump on that. That looks fabulous. I mean, we have the Beast Hunters now. It just depends on where you stand on the Beast toys. Some people are going to really like a lot of these Beast toys. The Optimus Prime is already enticing me. Everything else is kind of cool. We're rounding the bend, but then they're going to release a lot of Beast toys on top of it too. So it's going to be like now the Transformers get turned into puppies and kitties and prehistoric ones and go back to Beast Wars? Is that what's going to happen? Is that how they're going to spin it off all again, and then they're going to evolve back into robots, and then we're going to Unicron it up again, and then we're going to be on our 40th anniversary? Is that how it's going to happen? The next 10 years of Transformers are going to be depicted as a repeat of what we did last time? I'm sorry, but I mean, that's what it seems like. It seems like it's going to move back to that, and I don't want it to. I don't know what the comic books are doing because I'm not reading them, but I can tell you as far as what we're seeing with the toys and the shows, God, I really hope that they do something smart. The new cartoon that's coming out, I can't wait for that. That's going to be sweet. Oof, it's going to be awesome. But like I said, you know, is it a good time to be a fan of the question that Kal-El originally asked and Dave enunciated on, and I will top off, at least on my end? Yes, it is a good time to be a Transformers fan. It's a good time to start. It's a good time to be already a fan. It's a good time to get back into it, because you're going to get the figures that originally, that's what brought me back. What brought me back into it, the collecting again, was the fact that I saw the Rodimus 2-pack, and that was probably, it was Cyclonus, and that was in a little, you know, Matrix. That was what brought me back in. When I saw that was like, oh, I need to buy that, because it's Rodimus and it's Cyclonus and it's freaking the Matrix and it's got a little robot. And I mean, I was immediately like, oh, he's got a Target Master, and what's this all about? It's like crazy, you know, and that just, boom, brought me back in. And then it also made me buy a lot of crappy movie toys. It also made me buy a lot of awesome toys that I missed out on, too. However, what it did is bring me back to that respect of what they used to be, but more in a mature setting, so that I understand what's going on the fandom side of things. So, with that, my friends, I shall end this video because I have to do my taxes. Well, I have to do somebody else's taxes, but it's all good. Gajo here, peacing out, telling Dave to stay real and make that bumpity bump. And Kal-El, I'll have to watch some more of your videos, bro. I don't know why, but I never see him pop up, and I was subscribed to you when I got there, so I don't know what happened. Damn YouTube. I need to just start clicking on everybody and pinning them on my thing, or however you do that now with the new... Anyway, ninjas, make a video response, please, if you want. Or put something down in the space below. What do you think? Do you think it is a good time to be a Transformers fan? Do you think it's a good time to get into it? Do you think it's, anything? Just, is it a good time to be a Transformers fan? This is gageoninja, peacing out with another face-to-face talk video with Ninja Time. More reviews to come, obviously. I think I got some first editions, like a Bulkhead. Yeah, I got this guy. I got first edition Bulkhead. I've got him like 2 months ago. I haven't even reviewed him. No reason, because, I mean, it's not like I wanted to get to him. I wanted to get to my newer ones faster. This guy was just, I bought it for my own personal enjoyment. But I will review them, and I got the Prime too, so I will review them, and then I'll do some comparisons and stuff like that. Yes. So, peace out, guys. Responses, please circulate this too. We want to bring it back to the community, because I like the community stuff. Oh, Vigadeth. Vega. Make more videos, brother. Peace.